everyone, it's Sarah and welcome to my crochet channel. Today's video I'm going to show you how to make our lazy daisy chain. It can be a necklace, a bracelet, it can be used for decorating for a party, you can hang them outside to yarn bomb something, it can be used for lots of different things. But of course my favorite is to wear them like a necklace. It's just a long chain with lots of flowers stitched on. It's super fun and super easy as well. But of course, and as always, that pattern link will be down in the notes underneath this video. To make a lazy daisy chain, you can use any kind of yarn and any hook that you want to. If you're going to use a medium number 4 like I'm going to use today, you're going to need an H hook, which is a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. But you can use a lighter weight yarn and you can use a heavier weight yarn. Just check that label on your yarn and make sure you use the recommended crochet hook. The amount of yarn depends on what you're going to make. I'm going to use about 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces to make a nice long daisy chain necklace. It's a great way to use up your leftover yarns from other projects and make something super pretty. So like I said, I'm going to use a medium number 4. This is some leftover mandala yarn that I have that's a variegated. I'm using my H hook, which is a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. You'll need a needle just to weave in the ends at the end, and your scissors. So we're going to begin with our slip knot, and we're going to chain 13 chains. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 chains. We've stitched our 13 chains, and we're going to begin by placing a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3. Here's our 4th. So we go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through both loops, yarn over, and go through those last 2 loops. Now we're going to place 2 more double crochets in this same chain. We're going to chain 2 and slip stitch right in that same chain. And chain 2. 1 and 2. So now we have our first petal made. Alright, let's make our next petal. We have our chain 2, so we're going to stitch 3 more double crochets in this same chain. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, slip stitch right in that same chain, and chain 2. So now we have 2 petals made. Here's our chain 2, and we're going to repeat what we just did 2 more times. So we're going to stitch 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. We'll chain 2, slip stitch in that same chain, chain 2, and make our last petal. 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and slip stitch in that same chain. And now we're going to chain 13 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And this is the way it should look at this point. Now, this is our daisy and this is our chain in between. You will notice that there is a little hole in the middle, and that's totally fine. That's just the way that the pattern works. All right, let's make a second daisy just so that you can see how to do it. We're going to go to the 4th chain and stitch a double crochet, and then we'll stitch 2 more. We're going to chain 2, slip stitch, and chain 2. There's our first petal, and let's make 3 more so we have 4 petals. Two petals. And now our last petal. There's our last chain 2. We're going to slip stitch and chain 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. All right, so now we have 2 daisies on our lazy daisy chain. And that's what you would do. You continue to repeat that until it's the length that you want for a necklace, a bracelet, maybe to tie around your head for a nice headband. You can add it to just about anything for decorating. The other thing I wanted to point out is because we chain 13, you're going to have those 9 chains in between. And if you want your chain to be longer in between your daisies, you can chain more. Sometimes if I'm going to use it for decorating, I'll chain 23 instead of the 13, and that gives me a little bit more space. So to make your daisy chain into a belt or a scarf or a necklace or whatever you want, you just continue to repeat making your daisies with those 4 petals and then chain the distance you want between your daisies. So here is a daisy chain that I made, and I made the chain longer between my daisies. I went ahead and chained 23 instead of 13, so the daisies are farther apart. When you get to your last daisy, you're going to go ahead and chain that distance. If you did 13, chain 13. If you did 23, chain 23. Then we'll tie off. And rather than weaving in the end, I just take the 2 ends and just tie them together in a knot. And I'll push that knot as close to the end of those chains as I can, and then I'll just do it again for 2 knots so that it's nice and secure. And this is if you're tying it together so that it looks like a necklace or something that you want to hang around. And now we have a beautiful daisy chain that we can wear as a necklace to add to our wardrobe or to decorate with around our house. And like I said, these are so much fun. You can use them for whatever you want. You can use whatever colors you want, whatever thickness of yarn that you want. Just make sure your crochet hook coordinates with the thickness of your yarn. These, like I said, are a great way to use up your leftover yarns and make something fun and pretty.